Hey guys, how you doing? It's Vince. Gonna do a contest entry for Steve, the Harmless Rebel. 300 subs. Good job. They're got twice as many as I do. Doesn't surprise me. Great channel over there. If you're not subscribed, it's Harmless Rebel's the name. And in honor of this, in the background, I'm playing an album that he sent me called Razorbacks. Look at that cover. It's basically a blues rock group. There they are right there. And I do dig it. So I need to do this real quick because I got a bunch of stuff. So hopefully I can get it all done. He wanted 3 different things shown, and I'm going to show some of everything. Initially he wanted to talk, he was looking for B-sides. So singles. I'll flow through these as quickly as possible. Elvis Costello promo, this year's model. The B-side is Big Tears, not on an album. One of my oldest singles, Ce Soir by Golden Earring. And the flip, which is a really great rock tune called Lucky Numbers that is not on the album. One I bought when it came out, Roxanne Police. And the flip, a great punky hard rock tune called Dead End Job, not on the album. Another one of my really early songs, Sweet Fox on the Run, and one of my favorite B-sides of all time, Burn on the Flame. Also not on the Desolation Boulevard album. Another sweet one, Love is Like Oxygen. And on the flip, Cover Girl, also not on an album. Paul McCartney, Take It Away. And the flip, the song you probably all know, I'll Give You a Ring. And Wings, the My Love single. Flip, The Mess, which is a good rock tune, not on an album. This is kind of a funny one. Now, this is Something in the Air by Thunderclap Newman, which we all know, the hit song. The flip of this is really goofy. It's called Wilhelmina. Wilhelmina is plump and round, plump and round, plump and round. I think you catch my drift. That's actually in the song. Toto, Pamela, kind of their Rosanna clone song. And the flip is an instrumental called The Seventh One that's really good. One more sweet one, Action. And the flip, a really good rock tune called Medusa. Literally one of my oldest singles. Summertime Blues by The Who, and another one of my favorite B-sides, Heaven and Hell, the John Entwistle song. Nick Lowe, So It Goes from his Pure Pop for Now People album. Flip is a great version of this song that the studio version is on the album, but it's called Heart of the City, and it's actually Rockpile playing the song. And that one, really good version. A couple Rush singles, New World Man, and a live version of Vital Signs, and Big Money, and then the flip, Red Sector A live version. There's a couple unreleased live versions. Now this is the pop tune Don't Pull My Love by Hamilton, Joe Frank, and Reynolds. So on the flip of this, there's actually an instrumental called Funkin' Wagnall, but it's actually a funk tune, which is actually pretty cool. It's an instrumental. Guess Who? Hand Me Down World. Flip side, song called Running Down the Street, written by actually the guitar player and the drummer, which is kind of unusual since Burton Cummings wrote most of the tunes. Locomotion, Grand Funk. Flip side, really good hard rock blues tune called Destitute and Losing. Gary Wright, before Dreamweaver, from 72, Two-Faced Man, and unreleased flip, I Know, another really good rock tune. First single by America, Horse with No Name, and a really good acoustic rock tune called Everyone I Meet Is From California, also not on the first album. A couple Journey ones, a couple of my favorite Journey unreleased tunes for the Still They Ride single, La Raza del Sol, which is a very cool fusion-influenced Latin hard rock tune. which is nothing like what Journey does. Then Suzanne's Flip Side is my favorite of their unreleased hit songs, which is Ask the Lonely. Next one is the dreaded Wimpy Precious and Few by Climax. The Flip is actually a song called Park Preserve, which is a really good rock tune that is not found on the album itself. Hold Your Head Up by Argent. The Flip Side is actually unreleased. It's called Closer to Heaven, another good rock tune written by Russ Ballard. Now, this one's kind of interesting. This is Blood Rock. This is a single released off their live album called Castle of Thought. Now on the flip side, there's a song called Erosion. Now Erosion says it's on the live album, but it is not on there, so they lied. But this is also another really good Blood Rock tune. Now here's my favorite right here. This is a late 60s pop rock group called The Trolls. And the flip, check this out. Empty. It's even got empty grooves too. Sounds great. Okay, next. Cover packaging. I have one box set that actually belongs to the wife. So I'm just going to show a bunch of cool album covers that have stuff on them that make them unusual. Bad Company, Rough Diamonds, saw cut, and a cutout right there. Next, Barclay James Harvest. Nice looking cover there. Neat. And change things up. Oops. Different picture. Next one is Black Oak, Arkansas. Anybody who's feeling a little religious, keep the faith. Got the Bibles on the front, and inside there's, I don't know if that's Jesus or what, but there's somebody floating in the clouds there. One of my favorite sort of Alice Cooper covers, the Cardboard Box Muscle of Love. This is my first Alice Cooper album. I actually bought this as a budget. This isn't the original copy, but and it flaps open right here, and then you can see the guys kind of drunk and debaucherizing. And this is one of my favorites. This is the Guess Who. It mimics a one of those old sweepstakes packages that you used to get in the mail where it had a whole bunch of crap inside. So this actually is in an envelope with a flap, and all this stuff comes out. And there's the actual cover. And then in it, there's also this. And a big old letter. All part of the gag. I believe at the time this was RCA's most expensive cover, and the album didn't sell. And then I got the lyrics to the songs. I always thought that was a very cool cover. Little X-rated cover here. Now you have to play with me here because there used to be bars because she's supposed to be in a cage. It's Mama Lion. But when you open it, don't you wish you were that little cub? Anyway, that's Lynn Carey, probably the best looking female rock singer of her day. Next one's really cool. Irish rock band called Horselips. This is their first album, and it's actually in the shape of one of those squeeze boxes. Now, not only does that, but it's got all holes like the real squeeze box would have. And inside it's got a booklet with pictures of the band. And then there's the back. I just thought it was a really cool cover. Alright, next one. A group called If. Kind of a jazz rock group from the early 70s. And this is one of those holy covers. my favorite booklet cover of all, Jethro Tull Living in the Past. Mimics a book better than just as much as thick as a brick mimics a newspaper. But it's got the sleeves are actually part of the book. They actually have pictures on them. And there's a whole bunch of pictures in between. And it's got a hardcover on it, just like a real book. Love that one. And one from Elton John called Hunky Chateau. The cool thing about this is it's a regular gatefoldy kind of thing, but the back, it's got a little tab that fits in the hole so it don't come out. Interesting concept. Next is a Canadian group called Mad Cats. This is the Canadian press. The American press didn't have this cover, but as you can see, the cat's in the cage, and now the cat's free. And there's two different pictures. Another one of those. This one's also on gold vinyl, which I'm not going to show you because everybody's seen a gold vinyl before. This one's Dave Mason's first solo album from Traffic. A lot of people have this one, but I like the cover. And then the flip side, it's got a little pocket for the record. And all that going on. Next one is by the Raspberries. These raspberry cutout cover. And down here, the bucket opens up and there's a record on the inside. There's the information. Next one's Rare in Concert. This is the knapsack version. And inside, a card with pictures and then the record slide out. One of my favorites, as far as covers go, Three Dog Night. Seven Separate Fools is actually opens up like a deck of cards. There's the back. The cool thing is on the inside, there's cards of each of the members. Yeah, that's kind of goofy. I gotta leave him alone, he just passed away. Be nice. He's dead too. Yeah, that's goofy too. Anyway, I always thought that was a really cool cover, and I was kind of glad that I got one that actually had all the cards in it. My last one, I think is one of the coolest covers that you can mess with, that actually creates something other than a cover. I can get this working here. Of course I can, hold on. I screwed it up. Yeah. Let's just show it like that. It makes a prism. And it's Ambrosia. This is their second album. Very prog effort compared to their pop stuff from a few years later. But it creates this prism. And then it folds up. And then it's just a flap. That's both a bunch of my covers. Now I'm finishing with my embarrassing moment. Steve's was the Bee Gees, which I don't know if that's truly embarrassing. I think this one's a little bit more embarrassing. But I honestly do at least like some of their songs, and I have a bunch of their albums, primarily because I got them cheap, but I did keep them, so. Yes, friends, I have ABBA records. This is actually an import version of this album from '77, so it's got a different cover. This is actually the only one I bought separate. The rest of these I got all together for like $1 each. ABBA Rebel. This is the one with Dancing Queen, so I usually skip that song. Mainly because I'm sick to death of it. Voulez-Vous, which has their first disco song, which I also skip. It also has my favorite song on them called Does Your Mother Know, which is actually sung by one of the guys. It's actually more of a rock tune. Super Trooper, and The Visitors, which is I think their second last one. So yes, I have ABBA records. I appreciate their pop songwriting. Some of their stuff is on the cheesy side, but some of it is not. In the vein at the Bee Gees, some of their stuff's on the cheesy side and some of it isn't. You have to appreciate their writing, and that's the same way. Like with the Bee Gees, I do the same thing. So that's everything. Actually got in pretty quick. So Steve, once again, congrats on your 300 subs, and hope everybody enjoyed all my crap. And I gotta pack it up and put it back. Alright, take care. I will see you all later.